If you want to score Band 7 or higher in IELTS Speaking, you must know advanced sentence starters that demonstrate your vocabulary range to the IELTS examiner. In this video, you'll discover 20 powerful sentence starters that can help you boost your speaking score. If you want to achieve the IELTS score you need, check out our IELTS courses. We'll guide you step by step on how to score high, so you'll feel confident on test day. Just click on the link in the description. And now, let's get started. Our first sentence starter is, I'd say that. This is a natural, conversational way to introduce your opinion. It sounds more fluent than simply saying, I think. Let's look at an example. I'd say that working from home has completely changed how I approach my daily routine and work-life balance. We'll now take a look at what strikes me most is. This advanced starter helps you highlight the most important or interesting aspect of a topic. For instance, what strikes me most is how much technology has transformed the way we communicate with friends and family over the past decade. Next up is the way I see it. This phrase shows personal perspective in a sophisticated manner. Check out this example. The way I see it, learning a new skill as an adult requires much more discipline than when you're younger. Let's continue with from my experience. This phrase is perfect when the IELTS examiner asks about your personal background or daily life. Check this out. From my experience, living in a small town means you develop closer relationships with your neighbors compared to big cities. Now, let's explore some sentence starters that help you elaborate and provide detailed responses. We'll start with what I mean by that is, when you need to clarify or expand on a point, this starter works perfectly. Take a look at this example. I love my job because it's challenging. What I mean by that is that every day brings new problems to solve and skills to develop. Next up, we have to put it simply. This starter helps you explain complex ideas in a clear, accessible way. For example, to put it simply, the main reason I chose my current neighborhood was because of its excellent transport links to the city center. The thing is a natural conversational starter that introduces explanations or reasons. Let's see an example. I'd love to travel more often. The thing is, my current job doesn't allow for much vacation time during peak seasons. Next, we have what's interesting is. You can use this to introduce surprising or noteworthy information. For instance, what's interesting is how much my cooking skills have improved since I started living alone and had to prepare all my own meals. By the way, if you want this channel to keep going, write yes in the comments, click like and subscribe. We only make videos if we see that you enjoy watching them. Now, let's look at sentence starters for making comparisons and contrasts, which are essential for all IELTS speaking parts. We'll start with compared to. This is perfect for drawing comparisons between different experiences or situations. For instance, compared to my previous job in retail, working in an office environment offers much better career development opportunities. Next up is unlike. This starter helps you highlight differences in a sophisticated way. For example, unlike many of my friends who prefer city living, I find suburban areas much more peaceful and family-friendly. We'll now examine while it's true that. This allows you to acknowledge one point before presenting a contrasting view. While it's true that online shopping is convenient, I still prefer visiting physical stores to see products before buying them. Next, we have the main difference is. When comparing two things, this helps you identify the key distinction. The main difference is that working part-time gives me more flexibility, whereas full-time employment offers better financial security. Let's move on to sentence starters that help you speculate and discuss possibilities. I imagine is excellent for discussing hypothetical situations or future possibilities. Check out this example. I imagine that in 10 years' time, most people in my industry will be working remotely at least part of the week. Next up is, it seems to me that. This phrase introduces your interpretation or observation about a situation. It seems to me that young people today are much more environmentally conscious than previous generations. Let's continue with I suspect. This helps you express educated guesses or assumptions. For instance, I suspect that the popularity of cooking shows on television has inspired more people to experiment with different cuisines at home. Now, check out this sentence starter. There's a good chance that. You can use this one to discuss likely future outcomes. For example, there's a good chance that my company will introduce more flexible working arrangements following employee feedback surveys. Now, let's explore sentence starters for providing examples and supporting your ideas. To illustrate this is a sophisticated way to introduce supporting examples. Many people struggle to maintain work-life balance. To illustrate this, my colleague often works late into the evening and weekends. Let's move on to a connection phrase. Now, let's check out this reminds me of. This helps you connect ideas to personal experiences or memories. Take a look at this example. This reminds me of when I first started using public transport in the city and how overwhelming it felt initially. Next, we have a perfect example would be, this starter introduces highly relevant supporting evidence. Technology has revolutionized how we stay in touch with distant relatives. A perfect example would be video calling, which allows face-to-face conversations across continents. Speaking of which, helps you smoothly transition to related topics or examples. I've noticed more people cycling to work lately. Speaking of which, my city recently invested in new bike lanes to encourage this trend. We'll now take a look at now that I think about it. This phrase shows reflection and gives you time to develop your ideas naturally. Now that I think about it, the best memories from my childhood all involve spending time outdoors with my family. Next up is, the reason behind this is, this sophisticated starter helps you explain causes and motivations clearly. I prefer shopping at local markets rather than supermarkets. The reason behind this is that the produce is fresher and I can support small businesses. Let's move on to what really matters is, this starter helps you highlight the most important aspects of a topic. People often worry about having the perfect job title or salary. What really matters is finding work that gives you personal satisfaction. These days is perfect for discussing current trends and modern situations. These days, most people in my generation prefer texting over making phone calls when communicating with friends. We'll conclude with, if I had to choose. This starter is excellent for expressing preferences when faced with options. If I had to choose between living in the city center or the suburbs, I'd definitely pick the suburbs because of the quieter environment and larger living spaces. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their IELTS score too. See you in the next video!